We all know that music can change our mood, right? But what if it could do way more? What if it could actually be a tool for healing? Today, we're going to dig into how music is being used very intentionally as therapy. We'll be looking at the work of musician Thomas Clark to really see how sound can soothe, heal, and connect us all.
Music, healing, connection. These three words, they're really the foundation for everything we're talking about today. We're moving beyond thinking of music as just, background entertainment. Instead, we're looking at it as an active ingredient for our well-being, a force that can be used to intentionally create emotional wellness and build some really powerful community bonds.
Okay, so if music can be this powerful tool for transformation, the big question is, where do you even start? Where do you apply it? Well, the answer is in finding the environments that really stand to gain the most. And here are the specific results we're aiming for: reducing stress, building connection, and just fundamentally changing the entire feel of a place. Think about it. Imagine a sterile, high-stress hospital waiting room. The idea here is that the right music isn't just background noise. It's an active intervention, a tool you use to deliberately reshape that whole atmosphere. So that really makes you wonder, right? If music is this powerful, where does it make the biggest difference? Where does it stop being just a nice to have and actually become something essential? Well, the focus is on places where emotions run high and the need is greatest. Hospitals, where everyone's battling pressure and anxiety. Senior communities, which are often fighting isolation. Veteran organizations, helping folks with that tough transition back to civilian life. And even corporate wellness programs, which are finally realizing that mental health is every bit as important as physical health. In every single one of these spaces, music can serve a really unique therapeutic purpose. All right, so we've got the why and the where covered. But what about the how? How is music actually being applied as a form of therapy in these places? And this is where one word keeps popping up, and it's so important: intentional. This is not about just hitting shuffle on a relaxing playlist. No way. This is about crafting a musical experience with the precision of a surgeon, where every single note is chosen to achieve a very specific goal, whether that's to calm anxiety or to build a sense of shared experience. So when you're this intentional, you end up with three main goals. First, improving wellness for each person. Then, using that shared experience to build a real community connection. And when you combine those two, you get what's called immersive musical storytelling, which is basically using music to guide a whole group of people on a shared emotional journey, creating a memory that really sticks with them. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, right? That's the philosophy. But what about the practical side of things? What does an organization actually get when they bring in an experience like this? The whole process is surprisingly structured. It all starts with the performances themselves, these really uplifting instrumental pieces. Then, those are built into carefully curated programs. But here's the really cool part. The messaging is actually tailored to fit the organization's own mission. And the whole thing is delivered as a turnkey package, which is just a fancy way of saying they handle everything from start to finish, making it super easy for busy places like hospitals to actually do it. What really makes this whole approach click is that it's not just some one-off performance. The goal is strategic integration. It's about weaving the music directly into the key moments an organization already has on its calendar. And when you see the examples, it just makes so much sense. I mean, can you imagine the impact during National Hospital Week, not just for the patients, but for the burnt-out staff? Or think about the solemn, healing atmosphere it could bring to a Veterans Day ceremony. The idea isn't to replace these events, but to just amplify their emotional punch through music. And another great thing is how flexible the whole model is. So an organization could bring this in for one single high-impact keynote event, or they could build it into their calendar as a recurring wellness program. It just adapts to fit the need, whether it's for a special occasion or a long-term initiative. And with all this talk about strategy and models, it's easy to forget there's a real human element behind it all. The artist's personal philosophy here, "I love playing life's melodies," it just grounds the whole concept. It's a great reminder that at its heart, this is about translating all the complex emotions of life into music that can actually heal. So we've seen how music can be this precise, powerful tool for healing. And it leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about in our own lives. What melody does your community need to hear? What kind of sound could transform the spaces that you're in every day?